mixture of weather this week. It was beautiful sunshine and 18-20 degrees, and today it's about 8 degrees and wet.
But I'm still wearing shorts.
Yeah, he's still got his shorts on. Anyway, this week's video is about our last cruise for a while from Kilnhurst down to Gorilla at Mexborough.
Sorry, I've got the camera in way, so
We thought we'd try and do this whilst we're on the move to make a bit of a different background for you. Apologies for the poor light because I've got the cover up because of the weather. So we're off down to Sprotborough and then we're going to walk back over the viaduct to get the van. So that should be some nice pictures and nice bits of video a bit later. Hope you enjoy it. Please don't forget, like and subscribe underneath. Help us grow the channel. We'll see you at the end.
Hello. I'm just watching a canoeist. I'm not going to
don't run him over.
Day of Freedom.
So Paul's finished work this afternoon. That's it, job done. We're on our trading, a bit of Amazon Flex and some agency lorry driving if you need to.
So they say.
So we're
Rumour has
heading
it.
down to Swinton Lock, down to Mexborough to Gorilla for the evening. Can't see the canoeist, just got to steer around the canoeist.
What a glorious afternoon.
It's beautiful. So we're on the South Yorkshire navigation, going between Kilnhurst and Mexborough. On our starboard side is a railway track, and then just the other side of that is Kilnhurst Nature Reserve, which is really nice to walk around. Nice area. But yeah, it was all flooded a couple of months ago, well, no, 6 weeks ago, wasn't it? In all those storms. And unfortunately, there's still quite a lot of debris over there, so it doesn't look as nice as it could do. But they have had volunteers clearing it up, and I'm sure they'll have some more working parties clearing it up over the next few weeks. It's amazing how much debris you get from the river flooding. Where the new houses are, you're going to say about the man from trading.
The young man that stopped the other day.
Yeah.
There was a young man,
79 years young.
yeah, that lived or was born in the house right opposite where we were moored. And he stood for about 10-15 minutes just having a chat about everything about the area and that. And Tasha's got a bit of information that he was telling us about this, what was on this housing estate.
So yeah, there used to be a steelworks here. I'll put some pictures in of the steelworks, and there's actually records back to the early 1800s. I think it's about 1834. There's first records of steelworks here. They were originally Kilnhurst Steelworks, or 1846 it was, and it was called Swinton Ironworks, and then that declined in 1879. This is our last time through Swinton Lock for a while. So this is one of the big Euro locks, and the locks along this piece of the South Yorkshire navigation were improved in the early 1980s and made bigger to allow them to take up to 700-ton boats. But unfortunately, it really didn't take off, and they're not used very often by boats of this size. There's a fuel boat that comes up once a week with materials from Hull to Rotherham, but other than that, there doesn't tend to be many big boats up here. But they're all electric locks, easy to use. You can see the band going up the tower there, which is when the sluices are emptying on the locks, and you can fit obviously lots of smaller boats into them. But I don't think we've only been in them once, I think, with other boats. Generally we're on our own because it's a very quiet piece of waterway. This is the final part of this trip down towards the Gorilla Bar at Mexborough. Again, it's very industrial just here. There's not a towpath, but there is a path that cuts through the back of the houses, which you can walk from Mexborough back to Hilnhurst in about half an hour or so. It doesn't take long, it's just over a mile to do it. These are the last two bridges you go under, double railway bridges. And then as you come out from under the second railway bridge, there's a big winding hole, which is used by the oil boat as it goes up and down. And there's signs there obviously asking you not to moor there, so it can be used when needed. And there's the Lidl's just here as well. But again, you can't moor there to use Lidl's. So we've moored at Gorilla Bar before now and then walked back to go and use the food shop. As you come around this corner, look out for the apex on the roof, just there where I've put the arrow above it, and that is Gorilla Bar. It was really busy when we arrived. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon and there was lots of people there enjoying their fine ales. So we've got the master at work here. Paul was sat on the back of the boat Saturday morning etching more Gorilla glasses ready for trading Gorilla Bar on Saturday afternoon. They came out really well. So we hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, sorry, did you want me to say something? Yes, it's been an interesting one today, this time. And, well, we've got the pleasures of the sunshine. We've had snow today, we've had hail, and we're currently sat just outside the boat, down at the weir of Sprotborough. There'll be more next time.
There will, yes. So as we're saying goodbye to pieces of the waterways that have become really familiar to us, haven't they, over the last couple of years?
Yeah, this is the furthest we've been on most of our trips from like Sheffield.
And as we start our new adventures, so thank you for watching. We've got a couple more bits to still show you next week, haven't we? Conisbrough Castle being one of them.
Yeah.
So that'll be next week's video. along with a walk back that we did, didn't we, from Spotborough
Yeah.
back to Mexborough to get the van.
Couple of different looks from one way, the other way, and the upside down, and top down, and then bottom up.
And then we'll be heading up towards the River Trent, so that'll be the next adventures, won't it?
New adventures, new scariness.
Yes. So have a good week. Hopefully it warms up again and we'll be basking in warmer sunshine next week. And we'll see you then. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us grow the channel.
You know what the buttons are.
See you later. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.